with this microneedle patch, there would be no pain because the needles don't reach the nerves, and it could be automated.
Avoiding painful hormone injections and increasing in vitro fertilization success rate. A recent discovery by a team of researchers at Montreal's McGill University could be a game changer for thousands of women undergoing the procedure every year in Canada.
One of the main reasons for the failure of the treatment is that the hormones are not delivered at the same moment every day. And the reason why that happens is because it's a very stressful process for the woman.
And so if we could ease the process of you getting a good quality egg by having an automated microneedle patch, I think this could potentially increase the success rate.
That's the idea behind the light-activated microneedle patch. It could be programmed to inject medication at a specific time without releasing any foreign substances into the body.
You could have like a simple LED lamp that would emit the infrared light at the right moment, and the woman could just program it and then wear the patch.
A discovery possible thanks to a collaboration among researchers from different universities, explains Marta Cerruti, professor of materials engineering at McGill and lead author of the study.
I was working with these particles for many years. I had another PhD student and a master's student before Vivian that worked on them. It's a project in collaboration with the university, the Institut National de la Recherche Scientifique in Varennes, with Professor Vetrone. And so he's the expert in making these particles that can take infrared light and convert it to UV light. And we created this coating on the particles that can react with the UV light and release stuff on demand.
Yeah, the vortex.
And then when Vivian came along, we developed a different type of coating. I always thought it would be much better if these particles didn't go in the blood. And so I had in my mind this idea that we could have a patch with some needles, like microneedles, that would hold the particles. And then I met this professor at Université de Montréal, Davide Brambilla, and his whole work is on making these microneedle patches. And then he liked my idea, and Vivian is the person, my student, is the person that came up with the idea of IVF.
I had two aunts that went through IVF, and I heard their stories of how difficult it was to administer these injections themselves. And as I was researching about what there is for IVF, there really isn't much research, and that's the case for actually a lot of women's health and reproductive health issues in general. And so that got me really interested in thinking about how this could be applied for IVF.
For now, the tests have been conducted only on rats. Before moving on to clinical trials on humans, further tests on larger animals must be conducted. It could therefore take several more years before an approval from Health Canada. At that point, the technology could be used to treat other health conditions, including diabetes or multiple sclerosis.
I'm really hoping that this project, that of course I would love for it to become something more, but also if it could inspire more people to work on IVF and more researchers to work on women's health in general, even to fund women's health projects, I think that would be a huge, huge success.
In Montreal, Teresa Romano, Omni News.